Blog Talk Radio.
Following ingredients include a look behind the scenes. Cook uncovered until hot. Add groove to taste.
I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl.
The accident was over a year ago. A second woman has been elected president. The 12th planet has been named in the solar system. The last wild polar bear has died. I slept through it all. I was here for my waking. He called it a beginning. He said it was good. I think he may have thought that anything I did was good.
Welcome to Transition Radio, live from Wilton Manors, Florida, with your host, Mark Angelo Cummings.
And your hostess, Jessica Lynn Cummings.
Show for trans folks, by trans folks, here to let your voice be heard. Well, hello, and welcome to Transition Radio. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and I hope you had an awesome Halloween weekend. We did. It was amazing. It was pretty good.
Got to see all the ghouls and gallows
And the ghosts and goblins and all that great stuff. Well, enough with all that stuff. You know, guys, the show is 30 minutes long, and it does go to recording. You can catch its entirety at the on-demand version of it. You know, if you see that we get cut off all of a sudden, it's because the 30 minutes are up, and
blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, but, you know, if you guys want to change that, we do take donations so that we are able, they do have some special program, and we do have to pay a lot more money to have more than 30 minutes, but we have it on our website. Anyway, Michelle is our guest tonight, and Michelle Spicer, she's a writer, leading edge of the transgender movement for those who are just starting their transition and those who are well experienced in the ways of the transgender world. Having written over 90 comprehensive articles covering everything from a relationship to just about the most important obstacles faced by transgender people in all walks of life.
But before we bring her on, we want to thank our sponsor, thebreastformstore.com. They have everything you could possibly need for your cross-dressing and transgender needs. Visit their website and tell them Transition Radio sent you.
As a graduate of the University of Victoria with a Bachelor in Cultural Anthropology and Geography, she brings an interesting insight to the lives and struggle of LGBT people all over the world.
She also possesses an Associate of Arts diploma from Cumberland College, a pharmacy technician diploma from Sprott Shaw Community College, and a clinical hypnotherapy certification from the New England Institute of Hypnotherapy. She started her transition in 2006 and underwent GRS in Montreal, Canada, under the capable hands of Dr. Broussard. Since coming out, she has survived assault, harassment, ignorance, job loss, domestic violence, and an unbelievable amount of problems from the populace of Vancouver, BC.
She has since moved to Victoria, BC, which is much safer, but still lacks the understanding required to properly accommodate their transgender population. She has been writing on and off, and she was a teen and is working on, or since she was a teen and has been working on a book about her transgender experiences, as well as a book about her growing up in an alcoholic family.
Having been physically, emotionally, and sexually abused by her father, she deals on a daily basis with the emotional baggage left behind while growing up in a house of a brutal alcoholic. She has worked in various positions and has a lot of life experience to share for anyone who might gain some insight from her struggle.
She's an Anglican and regularly attends church, and in her spare time she likes to walk, hike, read, consume documentaries and crime drama. She continues to write about LGBT issues as well as the many other things that interest her.
Now please welcome to our show the lovely Michelle Spicer.
Okay.
Well, while Michelle calls back, it sounds she's calling all the way from Canada, so there might be some sort of problem there, and she's still holding on the line there. Michelle, you still there? Oh, no, she's just okay. So while we wait for Michelle to call right back, that's what happens when you make phone calls from international areas sometimes. And I don't know if their weather's good or bad. We'll have to find out about that as soon as she calls back. Anyway, let's give you the Ontario area for next week. Actually, this Thursday we have Jessica Lamb. She's been on Larry King Live, Ricky Lakes. She's a DJ, musician, advocate for the community. On Tuesday of next week, we have Reese Ramirez and Camila Walters. And let's see, she's there. Okay. Let's see. Trying to get her back on. Why isn't it allowing me to do this? Here we go. Are you there, Michelle?
Hi. Do I sound better?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yes.
Do I sound a little bit better? Okay. You guys sound better. You sound a little bit far away.
You must have had a bad connection.
Every time somebody would say something, it would go from being able to hear it, then it would go to a static. So, Michelle, let me ask you, what has been the most memorable moment in your transition?
Well, for me, the very first day that I actually began my real-life training was the most memorable. It was a huge, huge day for me. I was really excited, and I got ready, and I wore an incredible red outfit. My God, you should have seen it. It was red from head to toe, fire engine red, with a 3/4 length skirt, red shoes, a red purse, everything. And went out to New York City, Vancouver. Felt like New York City to me. Went to Vancouver, and it was thrilling. It was awesome. And it was the beginning of my freedom. So that was awesome.
Definitely. I know that liberating feeling for sure. Lady in
I mean, there's a lot of other things that happen during your transition, but I think the beginning is the most important because that's where you get started. Same for the writing.
I think my most memorable moment. Yeah. God, say that 3 times fast. I think my most memorable moment. God, I can't even say it. Anyway, I think the most memorable moment for me was the day that I started taking hormones.
Yes,
That was like
that's a big day too. That makes a huge difference almost immediately.
Oh yeah, for certain.
That's psychosocial. It doesn't take place that fast, but I think whether
you mean you think it's psychosomatic or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a little sugar pill the doctor gives you to take the headache away, which is really just a sugar pill.
that sugar pill gave you a heck of a mustache and a beard.
So anyway, Michelle, tell us a little bit about your writing style and what has been your most important piece.
Well, my writing style is difficult to explain. I don't use traditional methods to write articles. The way it works for me is that I get some kind of inspiration somehow, usually something that's going on somewhere in the trans community that bothers me or other people. And then what I have to do is I have to come up with a title for the article. And then after that, the article will actually write itself. The article called Transgender Elitism and the Suicide Solution that I wrote, because we discussed it, and I laid down on the couch and just thought about it. What kind of a title could I come up with to make a good article for that? And I came up with that title, Transgender Elitism and the Suicide Solution, and boom, I jumped up, hit the computer, and wrote the article rather quickly. It just comes out of me all at once. Yeah.
Very good article. And by the way, the one that you just wrote regarding the Transgender Agenda was very good. I mean, it's really crazy how these particular groups will stop at nothing to create lies about us.
I know.
Now we're reptilians. We have a reptilian agenda.
I know. It's reprehensible, and it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Like it's I don't understand. There should be a psychological disorder in the DSM for that.
Yeah.
Because it's very
Definitely.
strange.
But we're the crazy ones,
Yeah, right.
Other people disorder.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I've been hit with the crazy one before. I hate that.
Don't stop at nothing.
Exactly. So, Michelle,
yeah.
Share how your writing brings an interesting insight to the lives and struggles of the LGBT community.
Well, what I try to do is I try to focus on the day-to-day struggles of your average transgender woman rather than focusing on the big picture. So, like, trying to get a job, how they dress, how to deal with the dysphoria that you're stuck with dealing with every single day. I try to help make them focus to make it through the transition more easily based on my experiences and my observations. I try to write about the unpleasant topics that plague our community, though, like the lateral hostility that we all experience in the transgender community and the transgender hierarchy that goes on. I think I'd like to bring to light some of the things that you will likely deal with during your transition. For the example, that article I wrote about obstacles at work for a trans person. I've worked hard to break down the focus of conflict between trans women and try to bring light to the way we can help each other, such as the article called How to Be a Transgender Ally. I mean, just because you're transgender doesn't mean that you cannot or should not also learn how to be a transgender ally. You're not automatically one by being transgender, So we all have to learn that. And for some reason I seem to be able to cut right through the smoke and mirrors to bring to light what is really going on. And I find this out because the articles cause a lot of controversy when they hit the Facebook. Yeah, people start making a lot of discussions, and they're kind of heated sometimes. But it helps us bring it out, discuss the stuff, So that's what I try to do. If I can in some way help one of us,
Exactly, and like you were saying, I think a lot of the inner battle that goes on is that a lot of people a lot of trans women in the trans community, and maybe even on the SDM side, on the MTF side, though, I think that a lot of us, it's a lot of the girls out there feel it's like a competition, and I don't understand that.
Yes, it's a competition.
I did this and you didn't. I'm better than you because I did this. So, we're all in the same boat. We were all born in the wrong body.
Exactly.
We were all born
Exactly. And all the other stuff is superficial.
Exactly.
But we beat ourselves up with it so much and hold ourselves down with it and just make each other distress so that we can't really get together as cohesive group to actually sort of get going and make a place in ourselves for society, or in society for ourselves.
What happens, Michelle? What tends to happen, Michelle, is that because we are a group that has been badgered by many people, what happens is that we take it out on each other. And I just read about that, and some sort of psychologist has said that people that have been badgered or judged or ridiculed will end up taking it amongst their own group, or taking it out amongst their own group. So, but it's crazy.
Yeah, the lateral hostility.
Yes, definitely. Well, tell us your
definitely.
experience. Go ahead. Go ahead, Michelle. You were saying.
Oh, just it's the lateral hostility that we have to deal with. It's difficult. So that's crushing. It's crushing towards our movement. We got attacked from the inside more than we do from the outside.
Yeah, and it won't allow our movement to take off because if we don't unite as the group, we'll never get anywhere.
We'll never get anywhere unless we get together first. Yeah.
So tell us your experience in Canada with your surgeon, Dr. Badgered. Was that a good experience?
Badgered was awesome.
Yeah?
Badgered was awesome. Yeah, it was a great experience. There's some really weird things that kind of happened there. Nobody spoke English. They only spoke French. The only nurse that spoke English was the day nurse. So she was the only one you could really communicate with during the day. So it became difficult to communicate after she left at night. to get pain meds and stuff like that after your surgery. But there's some really good things that happened, though. I discovered, and a lot of women are probably going to be interested in this, in Canada, there's a group called Hope Air, Hope Air, and they fly you across the country to get surgeries if you cannot afford it. So my flight from Victoria to Vancouver to Montreal was totally paid for, there and back. So if anybody's out there who's trying to save up airfare, who's in Canada, you can go to Hope Air and they'll help you out. So I found that out, which is really, really important. I hope that helps out a lot of people. What else happened there? There was this guy that worked there who was he was a little bit strange. He spoke English, and he would, how do I put this? He liked to walk into your room without knocking, and there were no locks on any of the doors. And he always, like, I don't know if you guys are aware of what dilating is, right? You have to dilate after your surgery. Usually it was when you were dilating what this guy would do it. So it started to freak me out. I had to go to his bosses about it because he was doing it constantly. I had to jam a chair under the doorknob of my door to keep him from walking in. So I hope they dealt with him, though. I think they were going to deal with him, but I left just before whatever was going to happen.
Maybe he just wanted to know what Badgered doing.
I think so, yeah. But he'd do it to all of us, not just me. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, very strange. Yeah.
Well,
I think he's gone now. I hope he is anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully. Can you explain to everyone what, and let's see if I can pronounce this right, Anglican is and what your inner core beliefs are?
Well, Anglicans are, we're basically the same as you guys as Episcopalians. Do you know what Episcopalian is?
Yes.
So basically, the Church of England that broke away from the Catholic Church during the Henry VIII days when he wanted to get divorced and he was cutting all his wives' head off and all that. The church broke away so Henry could get his divorce, and that became the Church of England. And when it came to Canada, it was still the Church of England for quite a while, until eventually they changed the name to the Anglican Church of Canada. So it's quite similar to the Catholic Church, except we don't have a pope, right? There's no confession or anything like that. We still believe in Jesus as my Savior, right, and the Son of God, but there's no pope, and that sort of thing. So.
And I never heard of it. That's why I decided that.
Oh,
it's part of your mind.
It's a huge
what
church.
Advice? I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never understood the concept. There's one God in all these religions. I just don't get it. But the division between transgender individuals. There's division between religions. Yeah. Well, I promised my mother on her deathbed that I would go to church. So here I am, and I actually really like it, and they've really accepted me and taken me under their wing, and they don't care about the trans thing at all, and I've gotten a lot of love from these people, so I can't really knock it, even though a lot of transgendered women do. So you have to do what makes you feel comfortable and what makes you feel right. What advice do you have for those who are experienced abuse in all levels, and are you in a good place in your life now?
That's a tough question. The best advice I could give was try to remove yourself from the abuse as quickly as possible. Like, try to find support, try to find ways to escape in any way you can. I mean, don't worry about the furniture and your stuff, because eventually that's not going to matter to you if you're beaten or bleeding on the ground, right? You're not going to care about grandma's blanket or whatever when you're being pummeled to death. So, and that's where it ends up. It ends up people being hurt really badly because it just escalates and escalates. So you got to get somebody involved, get the police involved, get somebody involved, and get out to protect yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to end up, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So that's my advice. That's great. Leave as quickly as possible. Yeah. Personally, myself, I'm actually in a pretty good place now. After the last assault, my last boyfriend assaulted me. I've managed to get into some counseling for the last couple of years because of it, and due to that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually in a pretty good place right now. Almost ready to start dating again, but it takes time because you get damaged, and you get damaged in weird ways when people abuse you. Things you don't understand. The symptoms are, it's just difficult to explain. You'll sleep with your clothes on, with all the lights on, because you're afraid that somebody might come and get you when you're trying to sleep. It's horrible.
I hear you.
Assault is the worst. Yeah, abuse is nasty.
That's
so
terrible.
Sorry, I went on a rant there. But yeah, it's harsh.
Okay. So where can our listeners get a hold of you and view your work?
Oh, you guys can get me at InfoBarrel. So it's InfoBarrel /users/M_Spicer. That's my profile. I do a live chat on ChristianGaze.com on Thursday nights. You can get a hold of me there. Or you can get my email address is m_spicer@shaw.ca.
We also have a page for you. We have a page on our website for you, and I connected your page with a link to InfoBarrel so people can read your articles and get a hold of you as well.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yes,
fantastic.
Thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Michelle, or share with our listeners?
Well, just try to be happy no matter what happens to you, no matter how the hits keep coming and the gender dysphoria is working on you. Try to stay strong and try to be happy with yourself regardless of how you look, how well you blend, how well you pass, whether you're on hormones or not, what surgeries you do or don't have. None of that matters because you are still a woman or a man anyway inside the package that you're stuck in. And you got to make the best of it. So, just try to be happy. Don't take the suicide solution, please. No.
And don't listen to the elite trans people out there.
Yeah, they will try to hurt your feelings and try to get you to commit suicide. That's crazy.
Exactly. Beware of the trans people in the community that do that. The lateral hostility, the elitism that puts you down, makes you feel like I don't look as beautiful as she does. I think I should go off myself, and a lot of us end up doing that, and that's scary because that does a disservice to the community because other girls see successful women killing themselves, and then they think to themselves, "My God, if she can't handle it, what hope do I have?" So it causes this cascade of pain and death. It's brutal. It's just brutal.
And it's about being happy. It's about being true to your inside, not the outside. And we have to stop worrying so much about the outside because we're spirits having a human experience. I keep saying that time and time again. Take our outside a little too serious.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
We got a few announcements. Thank you. Keep up the good work. You're an excellent writer. Really enjoy reading your stuff.
Well, thank you. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, honey. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Good night. We have several announcements to make. One of them is Cheers for a Cause and Help End Gender Violence Survivor Pathway Organization invites you to a happy hour and silent auction November 16th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Asia Bay Restaurant located at 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the admission is $40 at the door.
1111.
Yes, 1111.
Proceeds will be donated to the Survivor Pathway Program of choice. Admission includes sushi hors d'oeuvres.
Sushi and hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, sushi and hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sushi and hors d'oeuvres and one drink pickup.
Yeah.
So
go support that event. It's for the violence against gender.
But I guess sushi could be an hors d'oeuvre as well.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah, but I guess have sushi and an hors d'oeuvre.
Not everybody knows how to use chopsticks.
That is true.
Okay.
And they have to either, because you should be able to use your fingers. Anyway, in the trans news today.
Just make sure you didn't make your nose bleed.
Exactly, because that wouldn't be good at all. Germs to spread. No, that's not
Okay.
good. Transgender woman says LA Fitness barred her from women's locker room. The transgender woman says she was recently disrespected and harassed at an LA Fitness in Montclair. Danelle Valenzuela told KCAL9's Crystal Cruz that one manager at the health club located at 9385 Monte Vista Avenue told her she can no longer use the women's locker room. It gave me emotional stress, she says. I don't think it was fair.
Valenzuela said the manager's request came after she had told another employee that she is a transgender woman, transgender woman looking for workout advice catered to her needs.
I could help her in that department. That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. So you're a caterer.
Yes.
So she says, I felt hurt because I don't understand why she did it. She had no reason. She had no complaints from anyone. Valenzuela also says she shows the manager her California driver's license, which states she's a female. She also had a letter from her doctor that states she was born a man but had surgery to become a woman.
I hope this never happens to anyone again, because it's not fair for me to be disrespected in front of clients and the members that come here. Valenzuela said. Cruz reports that the LA Fitness is aware of the situation, and employees stated that management has no comment. Of course not. Several female clients said they wouldn't have an issue with Valenzuela using the locker room. Why should they? She's had her surgery. She's a female.
Exactly. And everybody's different. Some would be comfortable and some won't. I personally wouldn't have a problem, one woman said.
You know, it's either we're reptilians, we have issues with us using the bathroom.
I mean, what is it?
It's like, come on.
They have separate souls. I mean, it's called the locker room, but still, I mean, anatomically looking.
But if she got her surgery, then as long as she's having her ding-dong dangling there in front of the locker room, having the ladies, okay, well, you know, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. And that, you know, then I would understand it. But going to the bathroom.
But she obviously had the surgery.
Yeah, exactly. So, lawsuit waiting to happen, because that is so wrong. We go through the hoops to get ourselves changed so that we could, you know, just kind of blend in society, and they still don't let us do these things. You know, it's because we're reptilians. We're reptilians. The Illuminati agenda. They've just created. Oh, I'm telling you, crazy.
That's another whole show.
Yes, another whole show. Another whole show. Anyway, check out Michelle's writing, and she wrote a great piece on that. The reptilian issue is us transgender individuals. We are reptilians. And all that good stuff. So check out Thursday night shows with, on Not Straight TV, Transition Radio TV with Jessica Lamb. And next week we have Reese Ramirez and Camila Walters, an amazing country singer who's transgender. She used to do John Denver impersonation. Beautiful woman, great story. You're going to love that show, and that's next Thursday. But this Thursday is Jessica Lamb. Awesome musician, DJ, been on Larry King, and what's other, Ricky Lakes, and all that good stuff. Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Michelle, for the great interview and all your wonderful writing. And we want to tell you guys something that's so amazing.
We love you, but
remember to always love yourselves, too. Good night, and stay awesome as usual. We love you. Mwah.